MSNBC, CNN, you better not do what you did in 2016 and just give Trump airtime without correcting him at every single turn. I know there's a lot of lies. It's hard to cover and make good TV, but you have a responsibility. Some people have really bad opinions, and there's a certain category of individuals who are very aggressively dumb, where they need you to know. They are trying to be offensive. They are trying to be dumb. And Jesse Waters is probably the worst.
She's not a real presidential candidate. Kamala's a princess. And the...
Okay, number one, she's a princess. All right, awesome.
Ruling class is going to...
We don't need to say the word sexism, by the way. And Kamala's campaign isn't either. We know when they're being sexist. We know when they're bringing in racism. We don't need to say those words. We just need to say that they're dumb and weird, like they've been doing.
Protect and elect her, and then we're just going to have a secret cabal of people make all the decisions.
Secret cabal, dog whistle. Yeah. Kabbalah, good,
What
nice.
is
Very cool.
Her Highness's...
He's so proud of himself. He's so funny.
Her Highness's vision on Taiwan, AI. Doesn't matter, Judge. She can just make it up. It's also a secret. We're just going to find out after she's president. Why would they do this? Well, they're not following any of the other rules. We've had these rules for 250 years. All of a sudden, doesn't matter anymore.
What rules do you care about? Or, like, what rules can you claim to care about being a sycophantic Trump supporter when Trump literally has repeated the same 5 words in every single interview since 2016? If there's a question Trump doesn't like, he insults the reporter 50 times and tells a lie. In his last press conference, Trump literally repeated the same 5 words in a way that wasn't even like able to be understood by anyone. You can just, even by Trump standards, by the way. Trump has been terrible.
Your opponent, you can gag him, you can almost get him assassinated, and then you can depose the current president and anoint a new...
You can almost get them assassinated. Again, putting blame on Democrats. And it's hilarious that Democrats always need to play defense on these issues. When Trump and his campaign, for the past 8 years, have been calling for civil war, they've been calling, and Trump admin like Michael Flynn have been calling for civil war aggressively. In every ad right now after the assassination attempt, they're saying that the country's going to be stolen and taken over by Democrats. In 2020, the reason we had January 6th happen is because Trump tells his supporters, if Democrats win, you won't have a country anymore. Everyone's going to die. Like, seriously, bro?
New one. It's easy now. You can't let her walk. That's the problem, because when you let her walk on her own, she falls, and she might hurt herself. So we have to pick her up, and we have to swaddle her, and we have to put her in her crib and put her down for her nap. And if you'd like an interview...
I don't want to interrupt this much because it's really so self-explanatory, and we know what everything is. Like, we know what's been happening the past few years. But there are journalists on both sides who are scared to ask Trump a real question, because if they ask Trump a question he doesn't like, Trump will literally start crying himself and peeing his pants.
I'm sorry. She's resting now. She can't be bothered, peasant. They're going to have her going from a plane to a teleprompter, like a crib to a flashcard, crib to a flashcard. And that's how it's going to be. Why talk policies, Judge, when the policies are unpopular? Why talk policies when she doesn't even know what the policies are?
It's been 8 years of Trump running for president, and being president, Trump still has no healthcare plan. Trump's only policy, and by the way, this is why they are mad Democrats aren't posting policies to a website. Trump's only policy is tearing apart everything about government and doing anti-Democrat stuff. So if Democrats don't give policies, Republicans don't know what to talk about. And that's one reason that Trump's campaign is flailing, because they don't know what to talk about. And right now, it's literally just... should we have a government or should we not have a government? If you think government can be a relatively decent thing for a society, government could be a stable thing for a society, does the Constitution matter at all? Then that's what Democrats are arguing. Democrats don't need to argue policy because with Trump in the picture, you don't have the luxury of talking about policy because Trump never has cared about policy.
She'd rather just play make-believe and make up the policies, and then we can find out later what these policies are.
Trump literally, I swear I don't know. I need to interrupt. We need to do this. This is why, by the way, this is why when Trump talks, media companies don't interrupt, because they would need to interrupt every 2 seconds with how many lies are told. Trump literally just said we can fix the national debt, and this is added to the list of 500,000 other unbelievable things Trump has said. He said, how about we just give a little bit of Bitcoin to them? Give a little bit of Bitcoin. If we give Bitcoin, we could wipe out that debt instantly.
She has her little security blanket, Tampon Tim, and they are running a campaign of joy.
Again, another pause. Tampon Tim. Tim Walz signed a bill saying that every student who needs a tampon or other products can get them free of charge from the school. Any menstruating student. Tampon Tim is a really dumb name, and it plays against Republicans, in my opinion. And what else did he say?
And those other guys are just Tampon Tim. And they are running a campaign of joy.
A campaign of joy. Donald Trump literally started his press conference, I think it was yesterday or the day before. He began that press conference in Mar-a-Lago saying, this country is a third world country. The Great Depression is coming soon, 1929 levels. World War III is also starting, World War. Immigrants are taking over the entire country. Everything's falling apart. Trump literally just said every single negative thing that could come to his mind because they see America as a cesspool of disgusting filth that needs to be cleaned. The Kamala Harris campaign and Tim Walz campaign is saying America is amazing. America is a great place. America does have some faults, but as a patriot, you're able to say there's some things wrong with America, and there's also great things about America. But in recognizing the great, we also need to fix things that are not so great.
And those other guys are just weird. Ew. P.U. It's like Paris Hilton is going to be president. She's probably going to win the debate because all she has to do is do a little bit better than Joe Biden, and that's not that hard. And she's probably going to say, that little girl was...
What does that say? And by the way, again, they're bringing up the little girl thing. They keep bringing up the gender and race. But what does that say about Trump if she needs to do slightly better than Biden? And Biden has I think Biden's debate performance was one of the worst debate performances in American history. Kamala dominated Mike Pence in a debate. I really hope this debate goes as we're predicting. I'm excited for the debate. All Kamala needs to do is be prosecutor, ask questions, and let Trump talk.
Me. And then she's going to get endorsed by Taylor Swift, and they're going to throw her a big Sweet 16 party. Who cares if we're going to go to war with Russia or the cities crumble and the border goes away? It doesn't matter. I am sick of democracy.
All right, awesome. And that final statement, I don't know what he was going to say after that, but they don't like democracy. They really don't. The Trump campaign has been lying, has been doing all of this stuff, and it's hilarious to hear them complaining about no policy discussions, really, and no real press conferences, really. Trump has not said anything about policy. Trump just says random platitudes. I think Trump says the most nothing you'll ever hear from a person. Trump just says things that sound good. He's still saying he had 107,000 people at his New Jersey rally when there were actually 25 to 30,000. I think Trump's own campaign staff has said that Trump will literally take a number. So, for example, if a stat says 88%, I think is what I saw on the news. If there's a stat that says 80%, Trump will just say 96%. He'll just lie because it sounds better. Trump lies so much. Mainstream news needs to do a better job correcting him. MSNBC, CNN, you better not do what you did in 2016 and just give Trump airtime without correcting him at every single turn. I know there's a lot of lies. It's hard to cover and make good TV, but you have a responsibility as legacy media to do this, or you'll continue to lose faith. You'll lose the faith of the people who are watching even more than you have been. You need to make sure you do it right this time.